For more analysis, let's turn to Makram Rabat, assistant professor at the American University of Beirut. His book, Conflict on Mount Lebanon, The Druze, the Maronites, and Collective Memory, covers collective identities and the Lebanese civil war. Hello, sir. So Prime Minister Netanyahu appears emboldened by Israel's latest threat to attack Hamas targets in Qatar. What is your analysis of, the strategic rationale behind this move?
Simply, Netanyahu's only rationale is himself in his own position vis-a-vis the upcoming parliamentary elections, which might see him return as prime minister or even face jail time if he loses. So ultimately, what Netanyahu is doing now by going outside his borders and trying to target Hamas in Doha or anywhere else is simply a kind of electoral maneuver, and he believes that he can get away with it because he is doing what is a popular thing in Israel, which is basically the release of the hostages at any cost, even if this exposes Israel on the international level.
Well, according to reports in Lebanese media, Israel dropped its initial plan to attack targets in Turkey, where several Hamas leaders reside, and chose Qatar instead. What factors do you believe influenced this decision?
Well, simply let's start by the fact that Turkey is a member of NATO, and it's virtually impossible for him to do this. There's many problems involved there, especially that Russia is playing an important role in mediating between Turkey and Israel. Not to add that basically going after Hamas in Doha is more theatrical because, as you know, these people occupy very public residence, and they are mostly visible in Doha, as opposed to Turkey, which doesn't really admit that it has Hamas to begin with.
Well, Israel has forced widespread international condemnation for its attacks on several countries since October 7th, 2023 there. What concrete measures could Middle Eastern countries collectively take to counter these actions?
Well, there's nothing that all the Arabs collectively can do. However, what they can do is they can be really strict moving forward when it comes to peace talks. Israel and Netanyahu, they have to deliver before Saudi Arabia or any of the Arab countries sit on the negotiation table, and this has been made very clear in the recent month.
Okay, thank you so much for analysis, Mr. Makram Rabat, assistant professor at the American University of Beirut.